This is the only lasagna recipe that you're gonna need. It's stuffed with extra meat sauce, ricotta filling. It's so flavorful. Here's how I made it. First, I worked on the meat sauce where I used ground beef and Italian sausage. Then I added the crushed tomatoes and the tomato sauce. And of course, I seasoned it with some dry herbs. Next, I made the ricotta filling, boiled some lasagna noodles, and it was time to start assembling. I started off by spraying the avocado oil to the bottom of my dish, then I added the meat sauce, the pasta, meat sauce, and the ricotta filling. I repeated that process 3 more times with the last layer of noodles having the meat sauce. Finally, I sprinkled a bunch of cheese on it, covered it with foil, and baked it. I then baked it uncovered and boiled it for 5 minutes to develop that delicious crust, garnished it with parsley, so you gotta trust me when I say
here's how you can make an ooey gooey lasagna. Now the only reason I made this was because I made that Garfield lasagna recipe video and I haven't made lasagna in years and this came out pretty well. To get started with some prep, let's shred mozzarella cheese, a carrot, and let's dice up an onion. Now let's grab a pan on medium-high heat and make sure you get a large enough pan. Don't do what I did because you don't want to boil or crowd your ground beef. You want to get some good color. Season it with salt and chili flakes. In a separate pan, let's get some color on our onions and carrots, add tomato paste and garlic. Then I'm going to move this to another pan because I really do need some color on this. And then let's add our carrots and onions to the beef along with some beef stock. Let this simmer on medium heat, add some black pepper and whole milk. And in a separate pan again, let's add some San Marzano tomatoes, cook this out and add this to the beef as well. Give everything a good mix. And now let's move on to our cheese sauce, add some butter, cream, and our cheese. Whisk this on medium heat until it's thick. Coming back to the beef, add 3 egg yolks and stir this in. And I accidentally reduced this a bit too much. This shot right here is from the next day. I made it again and this is what it should look like. Almost sludgy and it should make a mess. Let's begin layering by adding some beef to the bottom of your pan, followed by your pasta sheets. Cover this with more beef and then your cheese sauce. Make sure it's a bit thicker than the way I had it and just repeat this process until you're at the top. And in the middle you can also add some chopped parsley. On the top, add more ground beef, chopped parsley, your cheese, along with Parmesan cheese, black pepper, and some olive oil. Lastly, cook this in the oven at 350 for about a half an hour and broil it for some color. Enjoy.
This high-protein lasagna is gonna be your new favorite meal prep with over 50 grams of protein and it's so easy to make. In a blender cup, add low-fat cottage cheese, grated Parmesan cheese, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Blend everything together for about 1 minute. Set that to the side for now, and to a pan on high heat, cook up some onions and extra lean beef mince. Add the same seasonings as before, mix everything together, and add a can of diced tomatoes. Add some tomato paste, then mix everything together on low heat. Grab a baking dish, add some of the meat, then add lasagna sheets, followed by more meat, then half of the white sauce, add another layer of lasagna sheets, and then add the rest of the white sauce. Bake it in the oven for 25 minutes, take it out, add low-fat cheese, then bake it again for another 5 minutes. This made 4 servings that are so filling and delicious, perfect for meal prep.
Let me show you how to make Bolognese lasagna like a real Italian. Mamma mia. First of all, let's make your Bolognese sauce with onion, carrot and celery. Now, add your ground meat, white wine, tomato puree and passata. Season with salt, pepper and cloves and simmer for 1 hour. In the meantime, make a quick bechamel sauce with butter, flour and milk. Season with salt and nutmeg and set aside. Finally, layer your lasagna sheets, alternate bechamel, bolognese and parmigiano and bake in the oven for 45 minutes or until it's super sexy.
Five things I do to make the best lasagna known to man. So number 1, you're going to grate your carrots. This is going to blend in with your sauce really well and make sure you've got no lumps. Number 2, just use 2 kinds of mince. Beef and pork adds a lovely complexity of flavour. Number 3, this might look strange, but we're going to add milk. It's actually traditional, and it means the sauce is a lot more sweet. It mellows it out and means it's a lot less acidic. This is now going to go in and slow cook. You want it to be lovely and jammy, so cook that for a good few hours. Secret number 4 is to add nutmeg to your sauce. Adds a lovely kind of gentle warming spice. Then we're going to layer up the lasagna as you might expect with the bechamel sauce, with the ragu, and I use dried pasta sheets, but you could use fresh if you want it to be ready a little bit quicker. Then we are going to top this with cheese, of course. I am going for a mixture of mozzarella. This is tip number 5. Makes that top extra brown and crispy and gooey and delicious. Then I'm going to put some sage leaves on there, brushed with oil. I think this makes it look so pretty, but you don't obviously have to do this if you want to keep it tradish. Then this is going to bake till it's bubbly and oozy and gooey, and it's just the best comfort food ever.
Let's make a lasagna, hey!
Y'all already know what's going down in the kitchen, man. Today we got these salmon lasagna rolls, part 2. 5 pocket noodles off in the back pot, teaspoon of olive oil, teaspoon of garlic salt, Old Bay, lemon pepper, cayenne, and paprika. After that, we're going to use 4 ounces of cream cheese, a half cup of ricotta cheese, half cup of Parmesan cheese, and parsley. We're going to mix that up. We got our pan on medium heat. We're going to add 1/8 cup of olive oil. We're going to drop that salmon off in there, flip that salmon. We're going to add 2 pints of heavy whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of Old Bay. While the spinach is cooking, we're going to lay everything out on the noodles, add extra cheese, and sauce them up. After we sauce them up, we're going to roll them up. Y'all already know I roll them things up with one hand, no pressure. Watch your boy. Check me out. And after we get these rolls rolled up, we're going to drop that sauce off in the bottom of it. Drop them rolls off, and add that sauce on top, and flood it with that cheese. Add the whole bag. Watch that cheese pour though. Part 2.